What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Thank you very much for tuning in to The Breakdown. 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in for crypto conversations, financial conversations, trending news, politics. We discuss it all with the most notable names in the world today. That's right. Again, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You should tune in to The Breakdown, one of the hottest shows on the market. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto. Good afternoon. It's 12:18 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We have Landy in the green room ready to go ahead and talk about the markets, maybe trending news. I don't know where we're going with this one. Welcome to The Breakdown, episode 681. Welcome to all the new people joining in on this program. Shout out to Getter. Getter, look, I want to show you guys something. We are now officially. This is really cool. I just want to show you guys here. This is really cool right there. Look, you got the breakdown. You got the breakdown there. You see the breakdown? It's alongside of the Charlie Kirk Show, InfoWars. You got the breakdown right there, ladies and gentlemen. Let me say that again. You got the breakdown again. Shout out to Getter. Okay, we're live on Getter now. We are live on Getter. So if anybody's on Getter, anybody tuning in from Getter, shout out to you guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. Let me just get this off the screen here. Put myself back on the screen. By the way, this show is sponsored by Midnight. Tomorrow we'll have Charles on. Get her done, right? Get her done. We'll have Charles on at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Shout out to Cake Wallet. Also check out Cake Pay. Check out Cake Pay. We'll have Vic on it also. Vic, who has been building, along with the team, building out Cake Wallet. Really great wallet to go ahead and check out. CakeWallet.com. Also, Polymarket, the official prediction market sponsor of the DG brand, and the breakdown 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. All right. I'm actually happy today because remember I told you guys that story about me participating in memes, right? I was participating in memes like on during the weekend or some shit. And I was using the FOMO app. Again, I'm not, there's no partnership there. What happened? Uh, What the hell is going on? Again, kick support, man. Again, kick support. I thought I resolved this issue. I really thought I resolved this issue. God damn it, man. You gotta hold on one second. Now I gotta do this. Man, kick. Come on, kick. Come on, I gotta do this now. Like, come on, man. Come on, kick. I don't even know what to click on here. This is crazy. Like, I don't even know what to click on here. Didn't they put it they put it on multi-stream? I don't understand. They put it on multi-stream. What the fuck, man? I don't know what to do here. You know what? I really don't know what to do here. I know I'm live here. Problem is, I don't know what the hell is going. I don't know. I don't, multi-stream. Okay, how do I turn it on? How do you turn on multi-stream on goddamn Kick? There you go. There you go. Okay, hold on. I turned it on. I turned it on. Okay, hold on. Multi-stream is on. Multi-stream is on now, Kick. It's on. Okay. There we go. Multi-stream is now on. All right. All right. Because yesterday I got a warning. I got a warning yesterday about multi-streaming or some shit, man. Thought it was all taken care of. Anyway, welcome back. Again, I was showing you guys we are right. We are one of the top shows on Getter, right alongside the War Room, the Charlie Kirk Show, Infowars. We're working also with Truth Social. Stay tuned. Put some respect on my name. Put some respect on this name. Got some really cool shit happening. Man. Really cool shit. We'll have Landy on in a second. Shout out to oh shit, because I threw the phone away. That's the only way I can see comments. Oh. Okay, wrote back to them. God damn it. God damn. All right, we're gonna talk about. I want to talk about a subject here. I'm going to talk about Flork. I'm going to talk about Flork. Yes, I'm going to talk about Flork. You know why I'm going to talk about Flork? Because first of all, okay, let me stop real quick. I will talk about it. I will talk about it because this was this topic I was talking about last time about going in, putting $2,500 in, and then having somebody dump on me immediately. I've seen Flork around. The meme is dope. And then what happens? X comes out with the meme icon for the categories, and Flork is on it. It goes to 1.4 million. How are you fading this? Can you imagine X, one of the biggest platforms in the world, when it comes to social media, they use Flork. You are fading Flork. You're absolutely fading it. But we'll get into that. We'll get into that later, man. Absolutely crazy how people are fading it. Absolutely wild. Wild. Bananas, man. Crazy. Keep on saying crazy. Crazy. Anyway, shout out to TikTok. Okay. Shout out to TikTok. As always, TikTok's tuning in. We are ramping up. The audience is growing. Facebook's coming. Facebook, we're almost there. I was on it yesterday. I almost got it. We're gonna have the Facebook family coming. We're gonna have everybody from all across the world. We already have international viewers. We'll have everybody here. We'll all be singing Kumbaya, my lord, Kumbaya. Okay. We'll all be doing that. Anyway, let me bring in Landy. Okay, Landy's been waiting. By the way, once again, we will be talking what this show is all about. If you're tuning in for the first time, we break down the markets. We talk about politics, obviously. Okay, we talk about politics. We'll get into politics today. We get political figures that come on here, political influencers that come on here. So again, for those who are just joining in for the first time, welcome. Okay, welcome to one of the greatest shows on the internet. Let's bring in Landy right now. Landy, I know he's waiting. Landy, what's going on? Good morning. Or good afternoon, I should say.
Well, good morning from the West Coast here. It is actually really nice out today. So,
Yeah, don't worry about it. New York is looking pretty good too here.
wait
Don't
a
worry
minute.
about it. You're not the only one who got 60 degrees out here right now.
Wait. Are you talking about New York, New York?
I'm talking about New York. I don't know what's happening in New York City. I could care less. But in New York, okay, it's nice, like Borat would say. It's a very nice. What's happening, man? What are you seeing in the markets? Anything changed since yesterday or no?
We're getting the move back to the low side for traditional markets after a little bit of a move off the lows for Nasdaq and SPY today or yesterday. Monday, Tuesday, we kind of came up and we gapped down coming into the Monday session because of the kind of futures fears about oil. Oil spiked obviously pretty high for WTI and Brent, and then immediately sold off. Sunday coming into Monday open for markets, we saw a nice move off of the lows for Nasdaq, but we had a break of structure in Dow and SPY, and we've now seen that in yesterday's session we had a rejection. We had a nice buyback for SPY into the low 680 region, but that was rejected and now is moving back down for another lower high. We have the same going on with Dow back under 47.5, which was the right around the lows of yesterday, 47.4 to 47.5. Now coming back down to the low 47 region, and likely headed for more downside there, as it is a rejection for Dow and SPY of overhead resistance and important areas of interest that it just lost. But it's still playing within a much wider range, but it is starting to pick up volatility again to the downside here. NASDAQ is just kind of going sideways. And with that said, I can actually share what some of the fears seem to be at the moment. And in chart format, um, with just a major area of interest to pay attention to for markets here. You can see that Dow doesn't look too great. I don't have the bands on right now because they can look a little messy. Um, but I'll turn them on in a moment here. We have a break of structure here on Dow. And for those that don't understand how Dow is weighted, essentially the index is weighted with the top price stock, taking a 4x weighting around the top side. SPY, you're getting your equal weighting. And when you see those two dropping, and NASDAQ kind of going sideways, NASDAQ's either going to follow to the downside, to some major areas of interest, or it's going to hold up. Right now we have 46.6 as the low from Monday after a break of structure around the 47,850 region. This was an area that I was warning about last week, that we did get a swing of. And I had mentioned that if it breaks, we're likely going to be headed to some key areas to the downside, 47.5, 46.5. And then if we do continue to see this rolling over, there's a big weekly zone down here. Now, this looks like I'm just picking candles that aren't really relevant, but this is actually a big weekly zone around the 46, below 46.5, around 46,250 for Dow, to the downside here around 45.5. That's the big weekly zone that we saw hold up as an area of support after a retest. Now, this retest was coming in from the 2024 into 2025 highs. Now, you might remember that in 24 post election, we had a big sell off, and then we had a rally in January, and then we had the big January high that came in, and then markets moved down significantly Q1 to Q2 of 2025. And I had been warning about this all of the end of 24, right? We had that big move down. This was an area that we saw a nice breakout of after a nice V recovery. And as we, after the retest, we had the first major weekly higher low above that area coming in around 45.5. If this continues down, and especially below 46.5 or so, that's going to be the area to watch as a bigger zone to the downside. Or else we have to really see, Dow recover above 47,850, this area that was just lost. NASDAQ's just kind of going sideways. Big daily level that's stacked right on top of a weekly level here. And if we do see the lows here lost at around 24.3, 24.2 is the edge of the weekly zone there. We have seen that area retested. The weekly close open area of interest is going to be 24.2 to 23.7. And the reason I'm bringing these up is they have confluences with longer term time frame moving averages and expansion zones of interest. We have fully lost the area of interest on the lows here, kind of ending up in no man's land. We have a close open and a swing low recently coming in at 670. I had been looking in that area, and then kind of talking about 655 to 665. We did dip into that area on the lows at 662. Anywhere below there, the next big weekly zone is around that 660 to 650. And if we continue to see markets head down, we're looking at things correcting to some major areas of interest. And on longer term timeframes for something like SPY, it'd be a much longer way down to around 600 points for the next big area of interest. And that is a wide zone for a correction. Main reason that I'm bringing this stuff up is because I've been talking about traditional markets possibly rolling over and the areas of interest that you need to pay attention to. For SPY, it's pretty simple. You need to see the downtrend break. That's going to be yesterday's high at 683. That would start to look better. Any lower term time frame hold of 675 is going to be good. We've already seen the swing down below. Anywhere below the current daily swing low here In the low 670 region, we'd be looking for 670 or 669. Nice. And then kind of come back to it. Talked about this yesterday mainly because we are in an expansive move down. If this starts to break below the lows towards 670, and then we're starting to look towards some longer term time frames, moving averages around the 200s, both a simple and exponential moving average, which is just the last 200 candles averaged together as a simple moving average, or an exponential, which is weighted a little bit differently. They are right in a very key area around 655. So if we drop the low at 662, which is kind of the bigger zone that I've been talking about, between that 655 and 665, I'd be looking for a strike right into that zone. Same thing for, NASDAQ. If we do see SPY drop, I could see NASDAQ dropping right into the weekly zone, although it would look pretty nasty if it started to drop the moving averages here. And it's more prone to do so. But if it does break above 25,000 points, we can expect it to hold that off and go for, the 25, 4 to 5 area and try for expansion back to the upside. Dow, we've already seen the 200s hit. If it starts to get below there, then we're looking into, especially below the 46.5 region. That's where we're starting to look into that wider zone between 45.5 and I would say 46K. A lot of this is going to be born off the back of what we're seeing in oil. Oil got a little bit of a buyback off the lows of yesterday. I'd mentioned if we saw closes below 675, we could potentially see it dropping into the 670 region, but be aware if it's closing above there, and especially above around 83, I would look for it to continue to play around this 90 to 95 structure. If we do see that broken above, we could start looking into the low 100s to 105, and then maybe even a try for those highs again. And right after we talked yesterday, the buyback came in and then news broke later that there was some mines or mining operations from Iran happening in the Strait of Hormuz. Well, we saw a buyback in oil already starting to occur. That news hits, and then we got a sell off on the daily off of this 90 to 95 zone, which is an area of interest on the weekly. Then news came out that the United States was taking care of mining ships. So, the chart was telling us off the lows that we were going to get some lower term time frame moves up. Then news hits. Then we start to see it rejecting an area. Then news hits again. Chart before news. Chart will always tell you what's going to happen next. We're still seeing a little bit of like news coming out as charts kind of as the chart is kind of holding up above the mid 80 region, and that's what a lot of people are watching in relation to Dixie, which is gaining strength again. I'd mentioned this yesterday. If Dixie gains strength, likely going to see a risk rotation again. We saw a little bit of risk on coming back into the markets off of structure breaks and off of some lows. And then as Dixie has moved back up with oil, we've now seen that risk off type of a move again. And in this case, kind of stacking cash because we haven't seen, we're also seeing a little bit of a rotation out of bonds as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of this week goes now that it's midweek. One of the bigger things that you're going to see is what a lot of people are finding odd, that really isn't odd, is we have so much money in the system that is moving around right now, where we've had this, for the first time in a long time and first time in many people's experience and in my lifetime where we've seen commodities run, indices and indexes run. We saw bonds also getting bought as well at the same time. And it's very rare that you see all of that happening at the same time. Well, now what we're seeing is sector rotation and just profit taking and moving to the next thing. So out of bonds and into dollars right now. So we're seeing a little bit of a tick up in dollars, not quite a dash for cash, but we are seeing, a rotation out of gold and silver. We're seeing a rotation out of bonds. We're seeing a rotation out of indices and equities, and we're seeing dollars, the dollar gaining strength. And so you can just kind of take that as a midweek risk off move, and we'll just have to watch kind of what happens with oil, the dollar, and how that kind of affects what we typically talk about, which is stuff like cryptocurrencies, like Bitcoin, which is still holding up pretty well. Bitcoin's going right back into the area we talked about yesterday, 70,500 to 72.2. Anywhere above there, I'd be looking right back to somewhere around. You don't want to just see a swing of 72.2 into the 73 area. You want to see a concerted break in lower term timeframes that goes up and retests 74 to 75. They can get a breakout towards 78 to 80. And like I said yesterday, anywhere above 65K, looking pretty good. And I think we would actually see this more likely head to the upside. But if we do drop $65,000, we're likely going to head to the 62.5 to 63. And if it drops 62.5, we're going to get expansion back to the lows. What the bulls want to see is lower term time frame breaks above 72.2 again. They can start getting daily closes in and around and or above 74 to 75, which is the key area overhead, to start moving into retest 78 to 80, which, just so you know, is going to be a bearish retest of an area that was lost overhead. But that would be, that would be continuation of this little bit of an uptrend that we have here within the local range. That's pretty much what I'm looking at in markets today. So risk rotation, we are seeing a move into cash, into the oil trade again. We're seeing it come out of bonds, out of markets, and we're seeing it actually hold up pretty well for cryptocurrencies. And then, of course, oil and the dollar, which is interesting because in previous cycles and years, and we will get some confluence or some correlation with the dollar and Bitcoin strength. And we actually saw this coming off of the lows in 22, which I do find interesting. And I'm going to explain a little bit more of that later today on the Wednesday check-in video, wrapping up the markets for midweek here at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific for you and Gockstein as the account.
Landy. You can absolutely check out Landy Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tonight, of course, Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, March 11, 2026, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Landy will go ahead and break down the markets. We'll go into more depth and detail. Landy, I appreciate you, man.
Yeah, brother. Well, I appreciate you, and I hope that that all your meme bags go up so that you may
Listen,
take
man.
profit on them and rotate them into quality like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and the rest.
I'm only laughing because, like, out of nowhere, I walk back into my studio / office. I'm looking at. I step away. You know, it's that one time you step away from your monitor, and you're just like, you're walking back, and there's like a huge green candle, and it's absolutely going off, and I'm like,
Yep.
oh Lord, I'm like watching this, like, let's go, because I'm like, again, I was really upset about that. You know, I went in with whatever $2,500, and 3 minutes later, the kid dumps on me, right? The kid that was shouting in the chats, right? And the chats, you can see it's visible. It's on the community, on the FOMO app. Again, I have no partnership with them, no nothing, zero. But if you look at it's, you know, you can follow people's wallets, you can see what they're doing. This kid's shouting, dumps it, and then, you know, that's what happens. The next day, listen, who knew X was going to come out with the goddamn meme?
With
They
that's
literally the meme
the post
icon
tag,
for the
right?
category has the meme.
Wait, I missed this.
Yeah. So yeah, even though I think Flork is a great meme, like it is absolutely a great meme because it's been around for a long time, and people have been using it, and it's hilarious. I've used it multiple times, way before it was on chain. And yesterday, X comes out with their new categories.
Yeah.
and the meme icon is Flork.
That's kind of funny.
Bro.
So with categories on X now, is that for ticker tags as well, or is it just for the categorization of posts?
Honestly, I don't know. I can bring up MoonPay's post. So
I
MoonPay
hope
comes out with a
MoonPay
post.
I hope MoonPay wasn't just
No, it wasn't.
trolling, because they love to troll. Hey, what? Yeah, MoonPay. Let's see. I got it right here
Here, I'll
too.
show you. So here it goes. Let me go ahead and share the screen. Let me share the screen. Here we go.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So there you go. You're right there. I think I could scroll right in. No? Oh, no, I can't do that here. Yeah. All right. Let me do it from this way. So yesterday, walk back, and what is this? What is this right here? See that? See that?
Yeah. I was wondering what happened. I saw a few things really pump during I don't know when they released this info yesterday, but I saw a few things really pump hard.
Well, Distraught was one of them with the new emoji that came out. But here, I'm gonna tell you, like, this is, I said it's crypto dead yesterday, right? Remember we were talking about sentiment in crypto?
Yeah.
I don't know if you were here with me when I was talking about crypto sentiment. I think you were here with me while I was discussing like whatever. I went into more detail after obviously you left and you went to do 19 other shows. But I said that crypto sentiment is really dead. It's bad. It's the worst that I've ever seen. I mean, Charles from Cardano, he said the same thing. Like, he's never seen it like this in his 15 years here or something. So, but then again, memes, right? Landon, we've had this discussion. I said, regardless if the memes are on chain or not, memes run the world. It's like memes are relatable. Bottom line, like memes are relatable. People use memes to go ahead and, post them, use them for comments, replies. It's an international language. Like, meme culture is a real thing. Fortune 500 companies use memes. Like Geico, I'm going to keep on going back to Geico, the Gecko. Like the thing that you remember about Geico is the gecko. So these, memes do serve a purpose. I'm not talking about these zombie tickers. I'm talking about real memes. So when that comes out, this just shows you, here's a multi-billion-dollar company, right? Is X a multi-billion-dollar company?
I mean, yeah. Well, it's part of XAI, so
correct.
Yeah.
Billions. And then you have the founder, not the founder, excuse me, the owner of X / Twitter is who? Elon. Right?
Yep.
Who says memes run the world, right? He literally comes out with tweets stating that memes run the world. And what happens? Like, right there, meme, and I get it. There's a tab for memes, right? There's now a tab for memes. And then you have the meme, Flork. Like, you can't put it together. This is, the first time Jewish luck didn't play in. This, you get what I'm saying? Like, you're looking at that, it's like, oh shit.
I feel like
so this is what I looked back into yesterday. Just like, you see that people like, yo, you see this? And I'm like, oh shit, this is dope. First of all, at first I see the meme tab, but then I see that, like, because I'm like, oh, that's cool, memes. And then, oh shit, Flork. So Flork went from, like, I don't know where it was at that point, but it went from wherever it was to 1.4 million. Destroyed has really quickly, So I was going to say, Destroyed has every single. It's the meme. It's that new emoji that's come out from Apple. It has every single. I'm talking about Sony. I'm talking about McDonald's, Uber Eats, DoorDash. Every single major company you could think of is talking about it. And it barely, I don't know where it's at right now, but it couldn't even get over 3 million. So I was saying that, like, you imagine all these people are talking about this particular now meme, but it's an emoji meme,
Yeah.
and it can't go over 3 million. So that to me is the sentiment. That to me is what is happening right now, an explanation of what is happening in crypto, where either people are just they have no belief, they're not holding, they're just going in and out quickly.
People are still getting on
Traumatized.
the newest memes too, because like distorted is one of the emojis. I saw it. I saw the contract launch, and I still play in memes. I'll admit
I know
it.
you do. It's
So
okay.
distorted was another one that's been pumping. I mean, I just took profits a little while ago, before coming on the show, and it's now a little over a day old, and I was actually shocked. I will say this: I was shocked that, and I don't know who's pushing it because I don't see anybody's posts anymore. I'm now in my own echo chamber on X because Nikita's locked everything down, and then he threw the he threw the key out the window of a moving car or something. But I saw it coming through and going to bond, and immediately picked some up, and that went. It's sitting now. I think I'm just gonna hold on because I already took my profit, so I'm just gonna hold on to what I have left, and that now is pushing 4 million. There's a few others that I saw, just random ones, and then I realized that they were related to like emojis and other stuff. So I don't know if like where it's being talked about even, because I searched on X to even see where some of this stuff was being discussed, and I barely saw anything. So I don't know if it's off of X now that people are talking about it. Um, but I was just kind of taking a look. And I've been talking about memes being the first movers with Bitcoin, just like last bear market to bull market. What ran with Bitcoin? Memes did. And then after memes ran, the rotation went into the majors, which is something that we had never really seen before. It was odd behavior for the market. It was new. Obviously, there was reasons why at the time. And then I famously came on your stage and called the top on memes, and then
Oh
began
my
to
God, here we go.
I began
Here
to
we fucking go.
what did I tell
Here we
everybody?
go with I called the
Uh,
top.
Bitcoin is your daddy, so pay attention to Bitcoin's moves. Just so the audience knows, I was not liked for saying those things, and I caught a lot of we'll call it shit for saying that stuff. But David, to his credit, um, kept bringing me back. He was like, "You know what? This guy, he's entertaining. He can hold a conversation. He can fight with people, and he comes with facts and history. And he's old. He's been around a while. He's an old little puppet. So, but it's good. I will say this to your credit. You and I talked offline about this, and we discussed this. What moved off the lows with Bitcoin? It was memes. And it was the small caps before even the larger ones like Pepe. Pepe is what really kicked off the whole thing, but it was small caps. It was like these little micro caps, stuff that had been sitting around or just newly launched when Bitcoin was coming off the lows, that started to run with Bitcoin. And it was a very unique time in cryptocurrency history. And I think that we're going to spend time studying this. I really do think so. And credit to you for sticking with it. And offline, so people who don't believe that David is into the memes, offline on phone calls that we'll be talking for like an hour or two, he is there just hammering the table like you don't get it. You don't get it. They're gonna move with Bitcoin. You even talked about them moving off the lows with me. And you were right. And I think that when we do see a macro low set in Bitcoin, wherever that is, whether it's here or lower, I think that memes will be the first sign that the market's turning around with Bitcoin. even if we do see our, your favorite alts lagging behind, your favorite majors lagging behind. I think it will be the canary in the coal mine.
I just want to say before you go, so like Flork, I think Flork is going to do great. It's like I don't want to say it, but it's like the unofficial official meme of X. Like if it's on, like, am I wrong? If it's on the memes tab, right? It's like the unofficial official meme of X. No? Hypothetically speaking.
I mean, at this point, I would say that that's likely going to be the way that it's seen. I'm curious as to what actually shows up. I don't because cryptocurrencies are
That's
going
what
to be a
shows up.
different.
That's
Well,
what
yeah,
shows up.
for memes, but I wonder if memes is just going to be memes and they silo anything that is meme crypto into the crypto cat. I'm just curious from like
I have
a
no clue.
structured category
I just saw that
kind of
yesterday.
sorting.
I'm like that. Whoever developed, whoever coded that and
Mhm.
designed it, they understand memes.
I wonder if they had any markets on Polymarket for it.
I have no clue. But and watch out for Juby. I'm telling you, I'm always early, never late. I talked about Dogecoin under fuck when it comes to memes. I talked about Dogecoin when it was under a penny out here, and people laughed. Okay, I had to battle Bitcoin maxis because the whole concept about the memes to me was it brings people to Bitcoin. That was my argument. That it's
Yep.
it's an easy way to onboard people into crypto, into our industry. So I've been ahead. Look, before the store came out, do you know what Juby is? The blue emoji?
I do not
Okay.
understand the lore.
If you read up on the lore, I went into it way before this shit happened yesterday. That's all I gotta say. Fade a Jewish man. Go ahead, fade a Jew. Fade a Jew if you want to. Fade a
Okay,
Jew if you want to.
this is part of the emoji stuff. Okay, yeah, I see. Yeah, I did see a little bit of this.
Emoji meta.
Yeah, the emoji stuff that's been going.
Was anybody talking about emojis? No.
No.
I look at the shit I put out there.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you credit where credit's due. I did
I
not.
like memes, man. I have fun with memes. I like memes. Okay.
I am so out of the loop with lore, and I've told you this. This is one of the reasons why, I listened in and I entertained this guy David Gokhshtein. Who the hell is this new guy? All the way back, I don't remember when I first saw you. I had to be like,
You're like, who is this idiot?
was it
I don't know when
17,
it was.
18?
Maybe.
I forget when it was now. When I first saw you pop up on the radar.
I blew up on I would say I blew up on Twitter 2016.
Yeah, I remember seeing you somewhere around.
But I was around way before that, but that's when I blew up in terms of because I finally got a microphone and a camera in front of my face. So
Yeah.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. You know what? I've been a hell of an ambassador for crypto. I've been a hell of an ambassador. That's all I got to say.
Well, I remember when I became aware of you, it was like I saw you on socials and I was like, who's this guy? He's like talking to Bitcoiners and stuff. And I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden I turn on the TV and you're on my damn TV. And I was like, what is happening here? Who is this guy?
Remember, I was the first person to go on national TV and talk about memes.
That's true. That's true. Dogecoin, right? And then
All your favorite people that talk about memes, they weren't on national TV embarrassing themselves.
no, you know what they were doing? They were still talking about Bitcoin being used for crime and
No, Landy, they were still working at McDonald's.
I'm talking about the
and they were
hosts.
serving coffee at IHOP, and they were at Five Guys giving you peanuts. That's where they were.
Well, you got the word out, and I remember that because that's when Bitcoiners were not very fond of Dogecoin.
No.
Let's put it that way for the audience.
The battles that we had was crazy.
Mhm.
Look, I got jumped many times. Many times. David, how could you do this? How can you be talking about the memes? Because you guys don't know what the fuck you're. Excuse. I gotta calm down. Yep. We're being. Getter has us live right now in the same section as Charlie Kirk and InfoWars and like a bunch of other shows. I don't want to be disrespectful. Okay. Truth Social coming next.
I wish I knew what Truth Social was doing. You'll have to obviously.
Doesn't everybody wish they knew what was happening and what was going down?
Because I remember everybody that went to Truth Social went streaming to Rumble. Typically, Rumble, Kick. Obviously, slowly they were let back on YouTube. And then like yourself and others took over X, and a lot of the people that were on Truth and Getter and Parler and they got restricted on YouTube, they all went to Rumble. But I don't hear about Rumble too much anymore, obviously outside of the ticker on the stock market. But
honestly, I'm not I don't know about Rumble. I have never got into we stream on Rumble, but I don't know. Maybe I need to reach out to them and talk with Chris maybe. But I don't know. I
haven't heard about it a lot. And a lot of people have gone back that went to Rumble are now going back to YouTube, and I'm even starting to see them try their hand at X streaming, right?
No, not gonna
and
work.
they're not really but their audiences were so bifurcated that it's not really. I don't know if they're following them there or not. It's interesting because somebody just brought up Hype. Yeah, Hype is on a nice pump. I like Hype. Yes, for the person that literally just DM'd me as well as sent a message in chat. Yes, I like Hype a lot. I have a lot of Hype. But
a lot of people, you know what? So I'm on the FOMO app, and like I refuse to. I'm not gonna go out there and tell people like you need to get it. I don't do it anyway. That you need to get into something. You guys figure out what the hell you want to fucking do. I like the meme. It can go to zero. Like right now, people think I'm crazy. I was up. I'm gonna tell you like this. I was up about 50,000.
Yep.
I said we go to ball or I'm going to zero. And that might be the wrong mentality. Don't follow me. I'm crazy. I see. I'm a professional. I almost said something, and I put the emergency brake on just now, quickly. That's what a professional does. Okay, that is what a seasoned veteran does. Right? I could have said the R word just now. Nope, didn't come out. Don't follow me. I'm an idiot.
So
in terms of profit taking, don't follow me. I'm telling you, you should profit take. You should take out respectfully, scale out respectfully. But I'm saying on this, it's zero or hero. Like there, that's it.
How did nobody tell me this FOMO app was on Hyperliquid? How did I miss this? I'm missing so much because the algo has changed.
I accidentally found it. I'm serious. Accidentally, I found it. I wanted to see the UI, the UX. I want to see like how it's all built out. The concept is very good. I'm giving them free promotion.
Yeah,
I've been talking about them for 3 days. Free promotion.
I'm
But when you
involved in Hyperliquid, and I didn't even see this.
when you go on there, Landy, the cool thing is that, you know what? I always wanted, like, my audience can like, I'm doing the. It started off as the $500 to $1 million challenge, right? It's not going to happen overnight, but it's $500 to $1 million challenge,
Mm-hmm.
which turned into, now I put 25. I think, no, I'm probably like 3 G's in.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm probably 3 G's in. So it's like, now it's 3,000 to $1 million challenge. I haven't taken out anything from the FOMO app. I could have, but again, it's zero to hero kind of thing. It's stupid. I should have took profit. I didn't. I believe Flork goes way higher. 100%. Like, I just believe it. You don't get that. It's not a coincidence. It's God telling you something. What? No? You walk in, the shit's like, I didn't know. Listen, I like the meme just like I like Pepe, and I can name out a bunch of other stuff. Dogecoin, Shiba, whatever. But when you walk in and that shit is like on the icon, I'm sorry. I am sorry. You can't bet against that. That's idiotic to bet against that.
It is interesting. And I think that what's also driving a bit of, well, not to give a bunch of free promotion to this app, but driving a bit of FOMO right now in some of the lower caps, in general, because kind of across the board, I'm seeing lower caps move pretty well, even outside of memes. And I think that some of it is a little bit of FOMO based on Bitcoin holding up while the dollar is plummeting the highs of a range that it's been in for Dixie, when typically we have an inverse correlation, meaning dollar goes up, we typically see, like what we're seeing in traditional markets, we get a risk rotation to risk off, and we're actually seeing a little bit of the opposite. We're seeing the dollar go up, and we're seeing a move out of equities and indices, a move out of commodities, and then a move out of at least on the daily, a move out of treasuries and bonds.
Yeah.
And that's not typical. And there will be periods, especially, and I'm going to talk about, like I said earlier, I'm going to talk about this later on the recorded video for the Wednesday check-in. But the last time that we started to see Bitcoin gain strength just so happened to be around when Ukraine and Russia were going at it, coming off of the lows into 22 into 2023, and there was a lot of fear. The dollar started to strengthen, but Bitcoin went with it as markets were headed down. They found their lows. Dollar continued to strengthen. Bitcoin and markets continued then right back to the upside. So, it's going to be interesting to watch how this kind of plays out. We are in we're in unprecedented times. So
100%.
I think Bitcoin holding up on these lows is giving a lot of people confidence. I do want to caution that, we need to see 75K break to go and test further up 78 to 80. And that's going to provide for really good pop in markets, low caps, and majors in the cryptocurrency space as well. And just, look to the downside. If we do see price action head back to the downside for Bitcoin, just watch 65K on a close. That's really the important area locally. If we start to close below there and we're closing, closing under there, we're probably looking 62.5 to that 65. And that's where the rubber hits the road, right? Because if we lose 62.5, we're testing the lows again, 60 and under probably pretty quickly, with the potential for a trending move to begin, potentially substantially lower, right? And so cherish the green days. And my advice is take profits on the way up.
Guys. Don't be like me. Okay. Don't be like me. Take profits. Okay? Scale out respectfully. You can't be angry at anybody except yourself if you round trip. That's it. Right now, I was up. And now I'm down.
Yeah, that thing shot up and then went right back down, huh?
I'm not angry though. You see, I'm happy. But that's okay. I'm psychotic. Okay,
It's like,
you're not like me. But like I don't have, you see, at the end of the day, I don't blame anybody for the shit that I go into. I'll hear somebody say something and I might throw like a few dollars at it. If it goes to zero, I'm not out here. Oh my God. Oh. No, that's not me. That's not me. I'm a big boy. I'm a man. Okay, I'm a man. I got my balls, and they've dropped. Okay.
I had there's another I don't know where I saw this just a moment ago, but oh, I was tagged in it. VIX, everybody's talking about VIX in traditional markets. And yeah, VIX had a breakout, and this would be, still an uptrend in VIX. And I actually had a good conversation with somebody yesterday, kind of going back and forth on a Spaces event with some friends. And, a lot of the typical VIX at 30 or above, a lot of people tend to go into the TradFi markets. Um, and, that's historically been, 30 and above is where you start to see, um, value buyers coming into markets. But typically it's not to pick a low, it's to average into positions, right?
Yeah.
So, for traditional markets, like going and picking, stocks that are undervalued, when VIX is really headed to the upside. And the primary reason why, and I know I talked to you about this yesterday, is it's stairs up, elevator down. So stairs up, meaning volatility is typically going to be fairly low at those highs for traditional markets. And the volatility usually picks up on the downside moves, especially to the extreme levels, is when we see those kind of Six Sigma events. We're not quite there with a Six Sigma or a six standard deviation event like we were, in March of 25 or June of 24, but still very highly volatile. And it can always get more volatile to the downside, but that's typically where we see value buyers starting to, essentially DCA their favorite stocks, whether it be tech or dividend paying stocks, stuff like that, and just hunting value. A lot of people hunting value and energy for quite some time before it headed out to the upside. So we shall see. It's going to
We
be
shall
interesting.
see.
I mean,
Tune in.
we're coming into the springtime, so we're going to see how the markets kind of react to the kind of spring to summer lull.
Yeah.
Typically, we see that, Q1 to Q2, we see, a higher volatility environment, just like last year, and gets highly volatile. Spring calms down, summer kind of, consolidates, and then usually towards the end of summer, we get a higher volatility move. And I'm talking direction neutral terms right now, just in terms of volatility, for like calmer periods and more exciting periods of markets. It's in the news you can see, in the political sphere and the geopolitical sphere, how things could be lining up,
Yeah.
right?
For
So,
sure. We'll
but
talk
thank you,
more about
David.
that. We'll talk about more about that during the week. We'll bring you on. Obviously, Landy not only knows, markets, but he also gets in some politics, and we can go ahead and chop that up. I just want to show you before you go, ladies and gentlemen, it is an honor to be right here, like on this. I'm going to show you right now on this slot right here. You guys see that? Hold
I
on,
don't
let
think
me
it's
bring
up
that
yet.
in. Let me show you guys. Really proud of this. Really proud of this. Let me go ahead and show you guys. Again, the breakdown is now on Getter, and we're right there. The show's right there with InfoWars, and The Charlie Kirk Show. It's nice. It's nice. It's absolutely nice. Feels good.
I have
Hard
some,
work pays off.
yeah. I look, man, you're doing it. You're doing what many would like to do, right? And you're making moves that are, I think, really awesome, man.
I appreciate it and definitely appreciate you and obviously your friendship and also working with you. It's a pleasure. And guys, tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as Landy breaks down the markets. At Crypto Landy, that's the X profile for Landy. And then at Landy on Twitter.
At
You can check out-
Landy.btc, I found out.
Is it
Uh,
it's at
Thank you
Landy?
to Fran for that.
Okay. Fran at Landy.btc.
And Tech as well. Fran and Tech let me know yesterday that it was at Landy.btc. So appreciate you both.
I appreciate you. And we'll be tuning in to your show tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, Landy. And I hope you have a wonderful and productive day.
Will do. Thank you, David. Take care. We'll talk to you later.
That's Landy, the best in the business when it comes to TA. The best in the business. Absolutely 100% the best in the business. And a great friend. Absolutely a great friend. I like that. He gave a shout out to Fran. He gave a shout out to Tech. Those two individuals worked their asses off. And I appreciate them for doing so. I really do appreciate them for absolutely taking their time to work the TikTok stream. They're on here every single day. They don't miss a day. They don't miss a day at all. And they deserve all the credit in the world. They're always showing up. Their takes are good. Forget about just moderating, this, stream that I have going on TikTok. Their takes, if you look at their content, the content's good. Listen to their lives and their content. Welcome to the breakdown. Episode 681. Yes, I am very proud. Like, people are thinking, why do you have this on the screen? Because I'm proud. This has been work, hard work to now have your show next to InfoWars and the Charlie Kirk Show and others, the lineups, Real America's Voice. Like, are you kidding me? That's been. If I told somebody this 5 years ago, they'd laugh. And 5 years ago, I was still killing it as a brand. But now, like it really is true. A lot of Gary Vee, 12 years, right? Yeah, Landy, I agree. I agree with that. Landy, I agree with that comment. I actually agree with that one. But listen, it's up. These are the shows, right? I'm right up there with them now. Right up there with them. And that's only because, maybe that's because somebody just said, David, it's because you keep it real and you have no filter. 100%. This ain't an act. This is me. This is anything whatever I say, I mean. Right or wrong, I just that's how I'm feeling at that very moment. That's how I feel. I could crack a funny joke right now too. I am the first Jew to be up there. Who you taking, me or Ben Shapiro? You're definitely taking me. You're definitely taking me. I don't know if Ben Shapiro's on here, but I'm just saying in general, who you taking? Who you taking with the first overall pick in the Jewish draft? Like, who you taking, me or Ben Shapiro? We'll be right back. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Talk a little bit about politics here. Might talk about finance. I don't know. Let's go ahead and let's go to the commercial break here. Sponsor second hour, sponsored by Cake Wallet and Cake Pay. I'm gonna throw in Cake Pay too. Thank you very much for tuning in to the breakdown. 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Tune in for crypto conversations, financial conversations, trending news, politics. We discuss it all with the most notable names in the world today. That's right. Again, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You should tune in to the breakdown. One of the hottest shows on the market. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know this in crypto. Ownership matters. That's why Cake Wallet. Cake Wallet gives you full control of your digital assets, all in one easy-to-use application. You can store Bitcoin, Litecoin, Zcash, Monero, and many more with just one secure backup. Swap between coins in seconds. No copying addresses, no complicated steps, and even includes Bitcoin Lightning for faster payments. And with Cake Wallet built in, you can use crypto in real life through debit cards or gift cards. Simple, secure, self-custody. Download Cake Wallet and take control of your crypto.
What first got you excited about blockchains? Think about it. Oh wait. I bet it wasn't multi-million-dollar hacks, exposed data, or finding somewhere safe to store your seed phrase. Was it? Maybe it was the idea of decentralizing a broken financial system. Maybe it was imagining a world where people own their own data and get to sharing the value it creates. Or maybe it was the promise of a fundamentally better way of connecting, communicating, and transacting. The next phase of the internet that empowers us instead of exploiting us. So why hasn't that happened yet? Why are we still living with the same broken system that blockchains promise to fix? It's because blockchains can't keep a secret. Enabling open, transparent systems was only the first half of the challenge. For blockchains to really change the world, they also have to be able to protect our sensitive data when it matters. And that's why we built Midnight, to bring down the final barrier to mass adoption and unlock the full potential of the decentralized web. Let's build the internet we deserve, together.
Welcome back to the breakdown. Where the hell did I share this live to? What the hell happened here? Oh, what the hell happened here, man? Pressing buttons, this shit shared it to, I don't know, I guess multiple people. What is this? I'm looking at comments, but welcome back to the breakdown episode 681. Again, welcome to the new crowd from Getter who are tuning in to this show, whether it's your first time or maybe it's day 3 of tuning in. Yes, we will absolutely have Charles on tomorrow. That should be it'll be the first time Charles is on with obviously Midnight being the title sponsor. So that'll be cool. And we'll get into Midnight and privacy and talk about the Clarity app. And hopefully I can go, and hopefully my my barber's in, so we can go and get that fresh cut. I want to get that fresh cut. Couldn't go today because it wasn't there. So I'm like, all right, I'll just leave on the Jufro, man, I guess. Couple of things to say about some political topics. I got a couple of things to say. One, I want to start off with this. If if you're an American citizen, if you live in America, and it's a question to the audience. If you hate America so much, you don't like it here, should we deport you and just allow for somebody else to enter the country? Like, this is a question. This is a question that I'm going to ask the audience. Like, if you have people that are out here, whether it's on social media, whether it's protesting for Soros and shit, if you don't like America and you don't like living here, can we take away your passport and just allow somebody else who could be more productive for this country to come in? Am I off base by saying that? Am I off base by saying like we should allow people to go elsewhere? You have people that are, you have, listen, First Amendment, absolutely. You can go out and you can protest peacefully, right? Protest peacefully. That's the key word, peacefully, right? I never got these protests where people go out and vandalize small businesses. Like, how are you helping? First of all, you're destroying somebody's livelihood. What message is that sending? Like, what message is that sending by going out and destroying small businesses, looting small businesses? Forget about that. We've seen that. Okay. If you hate America, right? If you despise America and you despise some of its citizens, would it be wrong to say, okay, get the fuck out the country and let somebody else in? I think you should switch places. I think you should switch places with somebody else, or you should pick the country that you see fit for yourself, right? If you have people that are, you know how you had people who came out protesting about Madero, what's his fucking name? Madero being taken. Almost forgot there. I had a Biden moment. I had a Biden moment just now. But Madero was taken from Venezuela. This guy who wasn't elected by the people. You had a bunch of people from the American citizens come out and like protest like for this guy. Now you have people that are out here protesting how unjust and unfair it is that the United States of America is trying to end a war that Iran has started for the last, that started about 4 decades ago. We talked about this. You have these brainwashed radical left people protesting that they hate America and like, look what we're doing to Iran. Switch places. You know why? Because the Iranian people, they would love to be here. We've had 2-3 Iranian people come onto my show and tell you about the situation. You have Iranian people that are out there telling you the type of lives that they've been living, how they've escaped the country. And you have these fake ass paid for protesters ripping apart the United States of America and Donald Trump. I just think, honestly, if you burn the flag, and I know people are going to, I'm waiting for the radical left to come into the show, but I think if you burn the flag, I think if you burn the flag of the United States of America, you should be deported. Somebody's going to say it's freedom of speech. To me, you're spitting on the men and women that defend that flag. You're spitting on America in general, and I think you should be sent back to your country. Because in your country, I don't care wherever you came from, freedom of speech is limited. You are not. I'd like to see one of these individuals burn a Russian flag. I like to see them burn a Chinese flag. I like to see them burn a North Korean flag and see what happens. I like to see them burn a Polish flag. I definitely like to see you burn a UK flag. Australian flag. I like to see what happens. What happens if you do that? You can protest. You can peacefully protest for things that you don't like in the United States of America. Don't get that confused, because I know they're going to twist that up. Don't get it confused. You can protest. You have every right to protest. But to spit on the American flag, burn it, do anything to harm the Americans, the proud Americans that call this land home, out of here. Out of here. Bring in people that want to be here. There are so many people that will love to be a part of America, a part of the culture. And they would be absolutely more productive than the 43 million people that are on SNAP benefits and also receiving paychecks from Soros. It's the truth. It is 100% the truth. You know, that's the problem. A lot of Americans, a lot of these protesters, let's just say, they've never been outside the United States of America. They've never experienced socialism. They've never lived under a communist regime. So they don't know what life is like under those conditions. They talk like they have lived it, but they've never lived it. They've never lived it. New York City's living it right now because you have a socialist mayor who you have elected, and now you regret doing it, but you got 3.5, maybe more years to go with Mandani. Free's gone to pay. Free has gone to pay. You're gonna pay. And Free, you think the garbage people are going to, you think the sanitation department is going to pick up garbage for free? Look what Free got you. The garbage laid in front of those businesses. Look what Free got you. Snow piled up to the 3rd floor. Just sitting there. Free. That's Free. That's what you wanted. Free. Free. Wild. They hate Trump. If you know what, when you ask somebody why they hate Trump, either they repeat what they heard on CNN or from Rachel Maddow, or they have no clue. Like, ask somebody, like, when you have a conversation with somebody who says that they hate Trump, ask them, why do you hate him? And they won't find, the answer will be like, you can line up 20 people that hate Trump and the answer will be the same. First of all, they'll number one, you won't even get an answer because they'll start screaming. They'll start screaming like they have rabies or mad cow disease or something. Something's off. Something's absolutely off. Normal people don't act that way. Normal people don't act that way. Obviously, some of the Republicans. First of all, shame on some of these Republican or MAGA, former MAGA influencers that, well, we knew who you were from the beginning. Closet Democrats that came out the closet, pretended to be a part of the MAGA movement only to just farm engagement from Trump. And now you're showcasing who you are. Exactly who you always been. Like, you can say, hey, I don't like that. Like, I can understand give a take, like, hey, I don't like that we have gone and did this operation. I don't like that there's a war now with Iran when you promised that we would not go to war. Common sense would say, I don't think anybody wants to go to war. I'm against war. I think like common sense would say like nobody wants war. But when you have, I don't know how many times I have to repeat this. If I'm the president of the United States of America, if I know there's a regime, if I'm getting information, and let's say I ran and I'll run. If I'm running for president, I run on no wars. Like no wars. I'm not jumping into a war unless it's for self-defense. Unless it's to defend the United States of America, we are not going to war with anybody. That's what I would run on if I was running for president. If I get elected and then 3 months or 5 months later, my intelligence department comes to me and says, Iran is 3 months away from building a nuclear weapon. And knowing the history of what Iran has done to Americans, forget about just freeing the people. That's a given. You want to free people, you want to liberate people, but at the end of the day, like, it's not, and respectfully, it's not our job to go and liberate everybody. The people, if people want to be liberated, they got to do it themselves. It's the same way the United States of America did it. Yes, do we have help? We did have help. If you guys know history, we had help. But for the most part, the farmers whipped that candy ass, okay? The farmers beat the shit out of England. And we gained our freedom. It's the same thing that if you don't, hey, listen, you don't like your country, you don't like the regime, like the one in Iran, you gotta rise up. I think the United States of America and Israel have helped here. Now the people of Iran have to rise up. They have to rise up and they got to take ownership of their land. But if somebody comes to me and says, Iran is 3 months away from developing a nuclear weapon, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to sit back. I'm going to let a terrorist organization, because that's all they are, who has funded multiple terrorist organizations. You think I'm going to just sit back and try to, and even so, Trump tried to negotiate with them. Here's the craziest thing that nobody wants to talk about. Mainstream media doesn't want to talk about it. Trump tried to negotiate. He's tried to negotiate. It's not like he went and said, okay, let's rally the troops. Let's bring in all the aircraft carriers. Let's surround Iran and hit him with brute force. No, like he tried to negotiate. He was left with no other choice. You see, Trump can't win. Because if Iran, God forbid Iran would have got a nuclear weapon, right? Let's say they would have accomplished their goal and they would have created a nuke. And let's say they would have fired away and they would have hit a neighboring country or they would have hit an army base. A US Army base. You guys would have been ripping Trump's head off. You guys would have absolutely destroyed Trump. You would have said, Trump, if you had the information, if your intelligence department gave you information that Iran was building out all these weapons, why don't you do something? That's what it, see, Trump can't win. It either would have been, why don't you go and do something about it? Or it would have been this situation that's currently happening. He can't win. He can't win with the media. And he can't win with brainwashed individuals that their own party, radical left, the own party, if you look at, I'm going to say this again, if you look at Chuck Schumer, the Nancy Pelosi's, Hillary, everybody, every Democrat, for decades, they have been saying, we have to go after Iran. We have to go after China. Who have they been talking about the most? China, Iran, and Russia. And put in Venezuela in there as well. So you can't, Trump is in a no-win situation. He gets intelligence that says that they are very close. The last meeting that they had with the Iranian regime, they said, we are not going to stop building and that we are very close. We will not negotiate on that. But yet nobody wants to bring up Obama and Biden. Nobody wants to bring up how they negotiated this fucked up deal. That's why he is in a no-win situation. No-win situation. That's what he's in. No win. He can't win. If he doesn't protect America, why didn't you protect America? Because the intelligence department gave you information and you did nothing. He protects America. Why are you going after Iran? Oh, it's for oil. It's for this. It's for that. Da, 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 da. It's for Israel. He can't win. I rather this. And I know that obviously it puts our military in harm's way. I know that. And I know I'm not out there boots on the ground. I'm not wearing the uniform. So it's easy to say in a studio, talking to you on this mic, looking at you live in this camera. I know it's easy for me to say this. It's easy for me to say this. I'm not out there with a weapon fighting. I get it. I understand. I get it. But he can't win. It's just he can't. This Trump, he can't win. He can't win with you guys. The media, I got to tell you, the media, and I got to say this, forget about just the media. The elites who own mainstream media, the people that you will never see behind the curtain, they have done a phenomenal job with dividing this country like it's never been divided before, to make people really not just hate one another, but to really despise Trump. Because if you go back and if you go to get polling numbers, the people absolutely loved Trump. People absolutely love Trump. 100%. That is true. As soon as he ran, the elites knew they can't control this man. They knew they cannot control Trump. He's not a politician. He's still not a politician. He knows politics now more so than his first term, which he didn't even think he was going to win. He thought Hillary was going to win out of his own mouth. His own words. He didn't think he was going to win, but he won. Is he more seasoned now? Yeah, but he's still not a politician. He's a businessman. And a lot of you guys are going to go, oh my God, he's had a bankruptcy. Yeah, businesses use bankruptcies to restructure towards their favor. I don't know, a lot of you guys don't understand that concept because you haven't ran a business. You've never been in business. Just because you're a manager at IHOP doesn't mean that you're actually running the business. This is not even, and this is why I keep going back. I might be a Republican, but this is not a Democrat or a Republican issue. We want America to be great. Like, look at the lies let's just rewind and look at the little things. The lies that have been told about Trump. While campaigning against Kamala Harris, they stated that Trump is going to take women's rights away. Trump was the 45th president of the United States of America. During his term, what rights did he take away from women as the 45th president of the United States of America? You won't be able to go ahead and come up with an answer. None is the right answer. Zero. None. As he runs for president for the third time, the same thing. Trump is going to take away women's rights. Trump has been president for over a year and some change now. What rights have been taken away from women? None. None. Zero. It's these lies that are pushed by mainstream media and the elites that cannot control Trump, that brainwash people that can't think for themselves. That's it. That is it. That's the truth. And a lot of you guys don't want to hear truth. You want to be babied. The Democratic Party, the radical left, the only way they can buy you and your vote is by giving you free stuff. That's it. Everything that comes out of their mouth is free and will be paid by billionaires. That's it. That's all they have. Yet these are the same people. See, they call the Republic. They are exactly what they said that the Republicans are. They do things to make sure that they take care of special interests. They're not taking care. They are not the party that they used to be. We'll take care of the inner cities. We'll take care of the poor. They're not that party anymore. That party has been dead and gone for decades now. They serve special interest. I'll give you an example. Cryptocurrency. The banks saw a threat with crypto, and what happened? Just go look. Under Biden, they try to absolutely destroy innovators, educators, build whatever. Anything related with crypto, they try to destroy it from the retail side and navigate it to the elites, the banks, the institutions. Simple. Whose interest did that benefit? By attacking crypto, whose interest did it benefit? The banks, not the people. You guys hate Trump for deporting undocumented individuals from this country. Biden's administration let in about 10 to 15 million illegal aliens into this country. That's factual. That's factual, TikTok. That's factual. Obama, it's funny. I could play you tapes all day long. Obama, Hillary, Bill Clinton, name all the Democrats. They said we got to get rid of anybody who's undocumented out of this country. Go look it up. That is factual video information that you can look up. Obama deported the most out of all. 3 million plus illegal, undocumented individuals were put in cages under Obama. Go look it up. It's true. CNN did a goddamn special with ICE as they were rounding up undocumented individuals. Yet Trump is using the same department, he's using the same resources, and he's doing the same thing. And yet, somehow, it's bad because Trump's doing it, but it was good when a Democrat was doing it. That's how brainwashed people are. Because right now, in this current society, people cannot think for themselves. They have to tune into MSNBC or whatever they fucking call it now, CNN, to get your information. It's wild. Welcome to the breakdown. Episode 681. Sponsored by Midnight, also sponsored by Cake Wallet and the official prediction market sponsor of the breakdown and the DG brand. It is Polymarket. Yeah, I don't want the United States of America to turn into the UK. Like, you guys like that kind of life, you can move there. I don't want to live in a society where you can't even speak. What are you kidding me? The UK is soft now. The UK is absolutely soft. The citizens will tell you that the UK is soft. Open borders does that. I just hope that New York City doesn't turn into the UK or London, whatever. I hope it doesn't happen. I'll say this again. Like, the United States of America is a Christian country. Built on Christian values. That's it. It's true. It's true. No matter what, no matter how hard you try to go ahead and twist that around, you can't. It's history. It's written in history. The United States of America is it was built on white Christian values. It is a white Christian country. It's built on those principles. That's it. Welcome to the breakdown. I don't watch mainstream media. I really don't, because nothing that's said on mainstream media, I don't believe anything that's said on mainstream media. There might be, maybe there's a channel too that are out there that actually you have people that host shows and they talk just like this. They state how they feel, and they break down things. I just looked at the comment section on TikTok. The radical left has entered the room. I didn't even see it. The radical left is now in my room. They're now participating in the show. They usually come in right before I sign off from the show. They usually come in around 2 p.m. That's usually the time they get their, I would say that's usually the time they get their lunch break, but like, you know, it's true. Actually, that's usually the time they stop protesting. They get the 30-minute break from protesting about random bullshit. And they get to tune into the show. This is when they get to tune into the show. And they participate. Why do people get so angry? Like, I'm Jewish, but like when I say like this is a Christian country, like people get upset. Why you get so upset? Why are you getting so upset? You want to turn it into something it's not? What happened? Do you see what they're trying? Do you see like it's a Christian country that they're trying to like? What are you trying to do? Look, they don't even know how to battle this. This is hilarious. You guys gotta. If you guys are not tuned into TikTok, when my show is going on, you gotta listen. You gotta read some of these comments. Brain dead. Like this is what I mean. When you're brainwashed heavily, when you watch Anderson Cooper, okay, and Jake Tapper, Tapper all day long. When you're listening to NPR all day long, this is what happens. Somebody said, would I know how hard it would be for my family to come into this country? My family waited in line to get into this country. In line. They went through a process. They didn't jump over a fence. They didn't sneak in illegally. Okay, like they waited. Crypto machinery supports illegal immigrants coming here illegally. This is what I mean. We have people that are brainwashed, that believe it's okay. Every other country, you're not going to do this in Russia. You will not do this in Israel. You will not do this in Poland. You will not do this in Spain, Portugal. I will name you so many countries right now that if you overstay your visa, you're getting thrown out. You will never overstay. You will go through the right process to extend your visas. But when that time's up, you're out. They will not let you. Only in America, where our own American citizens who are brainwashed by CNN will say, hey, it is perfectly fine. It is undocumented, it's perfect. Hey, we should have more undocumented people vote. We should have people who don't have documentation. They should be voting in the greatest elections that we have in the United States of America. They should be voting for the next president of the United States of America. Absolutely. This is how they think. This is how crazy it is. You imagine being against the SAVE Act? You imagine voting or having any issue with the SAVE Act? If you're a normal human being, if you got your mind right and you're not brainwashed, you're like, yo, this should be passed it should have been passed the moment it was written. We're debating whether or not it's okay to show ID at the ballot box. That's how simple it is. Ladies, let me just make it very clear. We are right now debating whether or not it is okay to show your ID or have no ID to vote in election. It is wild. So show ID. You need to show ID when you go work. I know a lot of you guys don't work because you're in my rooms right now. But when you go get a job and you're not sitting on welfare, you're not on SNAP benefits, you gotta show. Actually, when you are on welfare, you gotta show ID too. You gotta show ID. You buy alcohol, you show ID. Mandani mandated that you show 2 pieces of ID to go ahead and shovel snow. Holy shit, I'm amped up right now. To shovel snow in New York City, you are required to show 2 pieces of ID. Welcome to the breakdown. Welcome to the breakdown. Welcome. By the way, I just want to show this. I'm litty today, man. I am lit up today. I am lit up today. Let's go ahead and show you guys this. For those who are just tuning in, there's a good moment for me. There's a good moment for the show. We're now streaming on Getter. And the show, look, the show right there is right next to InfoWars. It was also next to the Charlie Kirk show when it was on live. But we're right there. We're right there. And it's cool. I'm showing it off because you know what? I'm showing this off because this is a lot of work. This is a lot of work. A lot of work, man, to get here. Popular. See popular section? See the popular section? And here I am, popular. See that? Popular. That's cool. That's cool. So thank you, Getter. Appreciate it. And the biggest people that I want to thank, the people that I do want to thank, who I really want to thank, the people who I really want to thank is the audience that consistently has tuned in to my show every single day for what, the past 10 years? 10 years, y'all have been tuning in to my shows. And it's because of the audience that I've built up, and for you guys to stay and put me or give me this platform. Because hey, as good as I am, as handsome as I am, as intelligent as I am, it doesn't matter. Like if the people aren't resonating with the message, they don't fuck with what I'm saying, the platform doesn't exist. So it's because of the people. And I always say it, I acknowledge my haters. The haters really allow me to elevate to new levels. If it wasn't for my haters, I would never, ever, ever, ever be here. They take the time. Shit, I'm in this speech right now. I am talking about my haters. Why? Because without them, they show up every single day. That's right. Every single day, they show up. They are willing to get fired from their IHOP jobs to show up to my show. To tune in. And they know a lot of the things that I say, they know I'm on the money. They just cannot deviate from their party affiliation. They cannot say, David, you're right. David, you're right. I can say something that'll really hurt people's feelings. Like a lot of these haters, I like a lot of these haters, but a lot of them should have been swallowed. $100%. Would have been better off. You are walking condom commercials. That's what you are. walking condom commercials. Anyway, welcome to the breakdown. 681, sponsored by Midnight, Cake Wallet, Poly Market. Haters in disbelief. Haters are in disbelief. I can't. Crypto. Again, we talked about crypto earlier, about Flork, and we talked about. I'm telling you guys, you could keep fading, and it's okay. I don't really care, because like at the end of the day, I will win. I'm a winner. I'm a winner, and I'm a win. So when Flork and Juby go ahead and send. Haters are, yeah, I'll tell you why haters are in disbelief. I'm going to answer some comments. I'm going to tell you why the haters are in disbelief. Haters are in disbelief because they can't believe I show up every single day. Hollywood, because I've been ahead. By the way, Hollywood is some guy in the TikTok chat. Hollywood, the reason why I'm bullish is because I've been ahead of the emoji meta. I've been talking about the emoji meta, and you're just finding out about it because you went into distraught because of the new Apple emoji that dropped. Meanwhile, I already got into Juby a day or two before the shit dropped. I've been ahead of the game, especially when it comes to memes. I might not get everything right in terms of, I'm not talking about the meta itself. I might not get the picks right, but I'm pretty goddamn good. Can't get 100%. You can't be 100% all the time, but I'm pretty goddamn good. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for tuning in to today's program. Again, I'm giving them a shout out. Getter. I'm one of the most popular shows on the platform. I respect it. I thank you. I can't wait to go ahead and do something with Truth Social. Be working on that. And there's a lot of other things that are in the works. And I've been really busy, and I'm not even tweeting at all. Like, if you guys follow me on Twitter, I'm not even tweeting much. And it's not because the crypto market sucks or there's nothing to talk about. It's just like, honestly, I'm too busy working, too busy building, and I don't have time. I don't have time. I've taken, like, I've said this when I revamped the breakdown. I said this right in the beginning of the show. I said, like, I'm being a little bit selfish now, and I have to be in order to build something phenomenal. That's it. That's really it. I know where, I know where I want to go. And I know where I'm going. So, and I know who I'm talking to, and there's so many great things that are in the works that I'm really happy. I really am happy, and I can't wait to go ahead and show it off. And I'm happy. I want to say, give a shout out to the guests that come onto the show. Thank you so much. Really, thank you so much for coming onto the show. You've obviously helped elevate the brand, especially with your takes. The people that come on here that obviously leave you thinking about all sorts of things. There are people that come onto the show that don't go onto other shows, and I appreciate them taking the time to come onto this show. So I must be doing something good. 100% must be doing something good. Anyway, want to give a big shout out again to TikTok. TikTok, my moderators. Tech and Fran, an amazing job. They're amazing content creators in their own right. They do an amazing job here. moderating the room while there's a bunch of, sometimes a bunch of crackheads run in and, disturb the goddamn place, but they do a hell of a job. They're incredible leaders. Love to see it. Love to see it. Also, shout out to everybody who tuned in from Twitter. Thank you so much again for supporting. The one thing that I'll never do, somebody just said this, thank you for not blocking me. I don't block people. I want people, I don't want an echo chamber. I want people in this room who don't agree with me. I want haters here. I want them to watch me. I want them to see me continue to level up. I want that. Others will block people, get rid of them. No. Not what I want. I want you here. I want you here every single day, boosting my stats, telling others that, look, this idiot is on right now. He's talking about, I want you out there advertising for me, because that's what you do. I want that. So when you wake up every single day and you have something bad to say about me, go harder. Please go harder. I want you. I want you here daily. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll see you back here at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. Thank you to everybody tuning in from YouTube, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Getter, whether it's TikTok, Twitter, Kick. Shout out to Kick. Shout out to all you guys. On that note, I'm out.